to Paul, your point on the new construction, and that I commented to, at least in our internal chat, and I said I'd kind of vocalize it, was I got a statement of adjustments and a trust ledger for a new construction purchase that closed last week. The net sale price, so what the builder is taking as their sales price, $919,181. There is $120,000 in HST on top of that. There is an additional $320 in land tax, so property tax. There is an additional, where is it here? We've got land transfer tax of $15,000. The HST on legals, land transfer, registration of the charge. So these are all still government charges. Yeah, land transfer tax, corporate searches is $16,700. So roughly almost $140,000 in tax, and including land transfer tax, HST, GST, and PST on that purchase on a $919,000 build. So that's over and above that 919 that these apply. Further to that, that doesn't include the builder's development charges, permit charges, taxes on the materials. So when you look at those statistics and those numbers of what constitutes or what makes up the cost of a property or a new construction property, when somebody's going and getting that mortgage on it, it's over a third is built up of taxes. Once you incorporate, like I said, that land transfer tax, the HST, the development charges, cash in lieu of parkland, which is basically the city's way of, kind of calling bribery to the city of developing that property, is their cash in lieu of parkland. So instead of building a park, you pay us cash, and we don't need that land for a park. Is effectively what that is. The permit costs and all of that. So it is very, very significant what goes into new construction. So there are cities or provinces rather, and we touched on it last week, that they don't have land transfer tax for first-time home buyers and things like that. Reducing some of these taxes and development charges on these properties will certainly make properties more affordable and drive that price down. Yes, they're new construction, they're not the resale market, but every property starts somewhere. It's starting at that price point of after tax and after the development charges, and it's only going to go up from there. If they want affordable housing, they need to lower those overall components that make up a new build. It's pretty ridiculous once you actually look at it and dive into those numbers.
Yeah. So
just quickly, Paul.
Sure.
I saw a stat that I don't know if we touched on this in the last couple of weeks, but in Toronto, pre-construction is the lowest it's been in 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're saying that, I guess, with what we've been speaking about with the GST rebate, hopefully it'll go up. But I couldn't believe that 23 years. I must have missed that before when we were talking about it. But that's crazy.
Yeah, we had a graph that showed basically the immigration stats and then the housing starts. It was a complete opposite. Like how does that happen, right? It should be complete hockey stick curve for housing, and then you increase the immigration, right? So everything's set, ready to go,
right?
Or at least happening at the same time. Not let's bring a million people.
Why would anything in today's society make sense? Why would it do that?
Yeah,
wouldn't do.
I was gonna say with that 919,000. So from the builder side, that's your side. So from the builder side of that 919, let's just assume, and I know this is wrong, but let's just assume they made 200,000 in profit on the 919, just the 919. You're paying your own taxes. They're going to pay their own taxes. Like you said, they're paying for the permit. They're paying for this. They're paying for that. They have their own build cost. What do you think? How much money is a builder putting into that 919? And total, you said 1/3. You're basically, it sounds like of the 919, there's another 200,000 roughly on top of that, 150,000. So of the builder's 919, how much of their 919 is also tax or materials? How much of that is?
It's probably around 200 to 250,000 is development charges, permits, cash in lieu of parkland, taxes on the materials, taxes on the labor. You've still got CPV and EI on that labor as well. It's probably that's what I'm saying, that of that 919, it's probably about 200 to 250 of that as contributing towards taxes.
Right. So with the additional 150, you're talking like $400,000 on a $919,000 home. That's just taxes and fees and so on.
Correct. Yeah. But
just that dead air was needed just so people can
Yeah.
take that in for a second.
Mhm.
I think that's where the issue is all of that like red tape, those costs, even like as a deterrent for a buyer. If you know, okay, I'm paying an additional 15 to 20% on top of what I'm paying just to get in the home, just to get in the door. If you're buying it as an investment potentially, or you're going to be renting it out, like those are further losses. Like if you're buying it and then you're planning to sell it, then you're paying fees on top of that to sell it and so on. So it's very tough. It's very, very challenging to see a way out of it. Like I just don't see any way where we can build that many homes that fast at an affordable price that Canadians can afford,
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe because we'd really like that.